Hey everyone, chapter 4 today.
Anahata.
Anahata. There you go. You did just look it up. Did you look at the translation? Anahata.
Oh, I read the description.
So anahata from Sanskrit to English, the word is unstruck,
Unstruck.
or unfazed. So it's interesting because the symbolism for like Valentine's Day coming up with the heart and the arrow through it, there's actually a story passed down in Indian folklore about looking within so that you have right sight. So you see through eyes of love. And the story revolves around a hunter with a bow and arrow. And they refer to like this focusing with the heart or seeing through eyes of love, focusing on the hridaya, Hridya. That's like a strange pronunciation. But the word anahata, unstruck, which speaks to this energetic tie, this energetic exchange of give and take that is unconditional. And in unconditional love, not loving based on conditions means I don't love you if you do this or if you do that. And also the thought of it's never 50-50, it's always 100-100, even if it's 100 to 0. It's 100 to 100. All right. So unstruck. The color for anahata is bright emerald green. This is the shade or the color. You got it. You got it. And you need to be, it counts. The element is air, the air element. Prana, the life force is air. And the primary demon, the one thing, emotion, that ultimately is the most destructive to the heart's energy is grief, which is a form of attachment. So the belief is that grief, when we grieve, it's because it's loss of some sort, right? There's a practice called the parigraha, which is a practice of letting go so that you are able to focus more on giving, letting go, than you are on like losing something or having it pulled away from you. So the belief is it is a type of suffering. It's a type of attachment, grief is. And the reason that this attachment exists is because of a major obstacle that we all go through in life called ignorance. I didn't make it up. I did not make that up. Let me make sure my phone is off. It is called avidya, ignorance. It's just not knowing any better. It's thinking that something has been taken from us or thinking we're losing something, when the truth, the buddhi, the wisdom of our yoga practice says energy is neither created nor destroyed. We own nothing. We don't even own these bodies. We're all just big orbs of energy hurling through the universe in these fleshy potato sacks looking to feel good. There you go. That's it. Just strip it down to that. That's it. Just big fleshy sacks of potato sacks, fleshy potato sacks. So grief is not exclusive to loss of a loved one, although most people immediately hear I'm grieving and they think about like loss of life, like a pet, a person. But grief happens, loss of a job, loss of, like when people become empty nesters, there can be a grieving process, right? Some women grieve when they have hysterectomies or mastectomies. You know, men will grieve oftentimes when they retire. They think retirement's going to be so great, and then it's not. So grieving can come in many different forms. So let's get started because this is meant to be a happy thing. It is. So, and the teaching in yoga too is if you are so lucky to grieve, that in some ways that's a sign of deep appreciation of loving something so much, right? Deep appreciation of something. So be sure that when you look upon that thing that you are always reminiscing, not ruminating. Excessive rumination leads to mental health problems. Let's get started on the good stuff. Let's bring the block between the knees and the thighs. beginning in mountain pose. Webbing out the toes, so we find a foundation in Pada Bandha. This is the root block. This is an energy that moves up the legs, into the pelvis, and then all the way up into your heart. So it gives us the confidence to give love, unabandoned, and also to receive love, to be able to trust in that process and energetic exchange. Let's roll the shoulders back. Inhale, take the arms back, push the chest up to the sky. Inhale, reach it up. Look forward, exhale, palms forward, take it back and down. Inhale, sweeping motion up. Exhale, back and around. And if you want, you can refine the breath a little bit. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale from the throat. Any exhale. Exhale is more important than the inhale. If we're going to receive at all, if we're open to receiving in that energetic exchange of give and take, if we want to receive more love, we need to make space. So you exhale, take it back and around, and then ready to open and receive. Inhale, pause, squeeze your block, exhale, relax. Inhale, squeeze, exhale. Just one more. Inhale, squeeze, exhale. From here, let's hold on to the block. We can press into the block, flaring the elbows out to the side. This is a nice preparatory movement before we go into anything on the floor with our hands. Let's step towards the top of our mat so that we have plenty of space to take at least one casual stride back behind us for a warrior flow. Inhale, left leg back, arms up and overhead, both legs straight. Exhale, bend the right knee, pull the hands down, and find your center. Inhale, right foot back. Big inhale. Exhale, walk down, and step to center. Now, refine it a little bit. Step back, toe to heel, both legs straight, knees soft, arms overhead. When you're ready, shift forward, pull the block down, peel it up, heel to toe, and step. Other leg, toe to heel. Inhale, knees soft. Exhale, coming forward, peel up the right foot, right heel, push off the toe. Inhaling, toe to heel. Exhaling, heel to toe. Let's keep this rhythm a few more times. There's plenty of time for us to experiment with closing the eyes at some point. If our body is just getting familiar to trusting itself to remain centered with eyes closed, I recommend only closing the eyes when you're still at first. So maybe close the eyes at the top of the mat, reset, then open the eyes. Inhale, heel to toe, pause, eyes closed for a moment, open and anchor, exhale forward, heel to toe. We're doing several more of these, and closing the eyes is also a great way to work with sensory deprivation. Doesn't sound very positive, but we can quite literally have parts of our brain that are just way more active depending on a certain sense that we lead into. And really, the more organic intelligence is feeling our way through the world, not seeing our way through the world. There's a theory that this is why when we are born as infants, we have very limited perception, sight perception, color perception. It would be sensory overload. What is more important is the sense of feeling close to the person that cares for us so that we can begin to trust and bond. Adopt that same attitude with your own body, leaning into that bond, that intimate connection of trusting the fleshy potato sack hurling through the universe. You will never look at a bag of potatoes the same way. So let's practice maybe the next, couple more, one more on each side, and we'll observe a few moments of practice to tune into feeling. Take your time so that it's evened up or balanced for your body. Let's meet eventually at the top of the mat. We're all standing with the blocks in the palms of the hand. Walk the feet in so the toes are touching and there's just a little bit of space between the heels. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, we're doing a little twist. So remember this movement, twisting action. We're going to twist over to the right, push your left hip back, and bring the block down on the outside of your right thigh. Twisting chair. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Little test run. We're going to go over to the other side. So twist it around, block to the outside of the left hip. Inhale, rising up. Twist over to the right. Inhale up, twist over to the left. We're wringing out the stomach. This is what we worked on last week. Hold it over on the right. We're wringing out the gut. Chakra 3, energy we worked on last week. Hold it over here on the right side. Wringing out the gut sometimes helps to get the ego out of the way. The ego lives in the belly. From here, inhale, take it up. Exhale, hold it on the other side. Option to look over your shoulder or maybe even down at the feet. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Take the block down to the top of the mat in the most upright position. Step the feet out to about the width of the hips or pelvis bones. Reverse swan dive, arms coming up and overhead. Let's step our left foot back, a casual stride, and bend the right knee. From here, we're taking our right hand back and around, circling it a few times, moving slow so the body has plenty of time to really dissect the movements, get a feel for moving outside of some more traditional planes of movement. We're branching out. Inhale, take it out. Exhale, around. Inhale, up and open. Exhale, down and around. One more. Inhale, up, open. Take the right knuckles to your low back. Begin to reach up a little more with the left hand and then pat yourself on the shoulder. If you're noticing any pain at all in your neck, jaw, middle back, it could even be a pinch under the ribs, lower that elbow. This could create a little more comfort in that place. Let's lunge forward, pull the left shoulder back and center the shoulders over the hips, pressing both shoulders down and away from the ears. Lunging forward, press into the inner blades of the feet. Shift the gaze so that you're looking towards the horizon, either sunrise or sunset. Close your eyes and begin to imagine your breath moving from your belly, through the ribs, and up to the heart. We're rolling the energy from the hips all the way up to the sternum and chest region over the heart. Exhale, relax the heart. Relax the ribs, relax the belly. Inhaling, belly, ribs, heart. Exhale, heart, ribs, belly. Shifting forward just a little more. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Pull the right shoulder back. Let's twist towards the right. Taking your left hand down to the right thigh. If you're noticing any pinching or twisting in the left leg, please lift the left heel and press the heel out to the long edge of your mat, creating a more neutral or forward tracking alignment with the feet. Make sure that the back left leg is soft, the knee is soft, but keep pushing down into the heel. Breathe into your upper right lung, big inhale, opening up through the right side of the body, through the right side of the heart. This is the side of the heart that receives energetically. Inhaling, right arm extends out, shaking hands, and then straight up towards the sky, holding on to 1,000 helium balloons. Big inhale and exhale. Either hold it here or work on straightening the right leg. If your hips begin to get a little chatty, that's what the pose does. It can create a little bit of sensation. Oh, is that what we're calling pain now, Skila? Just sensation. Yes. Face and replace. Objectivity. Study those sensations revealing themselves in the right hip. Interestingly enough, the hip itself is responsible for grudges and unforgiveness, which also is an obstacle to giving and receiving love. Raise your hand if you've forgiven everyone in your life for everything they've ever done. Good. I'm glad we're unanimous on that today. Lovely. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend the front knee and take it around. From here, inhale both arms up and overhead. Big breath in. Breathe into the heart. Inhale and exhale. Let it go. Let's step forward. Shake it off. Why? Because when knees lock out, it's because we're being stubborn. So if you were holding a grudge, we want the energy to flow. Inhale, arms coming up and overhead. Big breath in. Let's step the right foot back. Left knee bends. If you're feeling really stable here, stay. Because as soon as we circle the arm, it's going to throw off balance. If you know that you want to go ahead and align the feet so the toes track forward, you have that option. It was not a specific linear process for me to cue that later than sooner. From here, bending that left knee, big breath in. We're taking our left arm back and around. Back, down and around. Inhale as soon as the arm comes up. And then exhale, down and around. Inhale, reach. Exhale, keep reaching with that right hand. There is a diagonal stretch going on from your right armpit to your right hip. There's a big stretch from the left armpit across, right armpit across. One more, big inhale. Left knuckles to the low back. Breathe into your upper right lung and stretch to the sky. Exhale, pat yourself on the back. Bend the front knee, and then center the shoulders with the hips. Check in. Shoulders have their own unique way of communicating. They are usually not symmetrical in the body at all. Maybe it was comfortable on the other side, but maybe this side is achy. Lower the elbow at any time. And remember what we've studied before. If you notice something is hurting, and if you know that you have the right to change positions, and that might bring you comfort, but if you refuse to try bringing yourself comfort, then ask yourselves if you like staying in painful places. I know, we all giggle, but all of you know someone, right? You're like, it's me. All right, from here, as we're shifting forward, 3-part breath. Inhaling, belly, ribs, heart. Exhale, heart, ribs, belly. Inhaling, belly, ribs, heart. Exhale, heart, ribs, belly. Option to close the eyes. Inhale. Let the breath move into the body. It's a wave of green light flowing in. And then as we exhale, flowing out, pulling away. When you're ready, inhale, right arm up, big breath in. Draw the left shoulder back. taking the right hand over to the left thigh. The hand could go flat onto the top of the leg. This can provide a lot of integrity and support to the spine. If you want to work a little more on opening the chest muscles on the right side of the body, rotate that palm open, pressing the back of the hand into the outside of the leg. Option to extend the left arm out like we're shaking hands. Maybe flip the palm to the sky, neutralize your wrist, and then reach it straight up. Holding onto the helium balloons. Inhale, left thumb. Left is giving, right is receiving. Inhale, reach. So we worked on receiving, we worked on replenishing our own energetic reserves before we go into giving. When you're ready, option to straighten the left leg. Again, say good morning to your hips and low back. If you feel anything in your hips or low back, that is calm. Big inhale, bigger exhale. Press into the inner blades of your feet. Pull up the pelvic floor. Mula Bandha, 1, 2, 3. The same muscles used in the urethra to stop urination. Those are the muscles we're squeezing. But you don't want to squeeze too tight all the time. That can create issues. Big inhale. And exhale. Lower the head down. Bend the front knee. Come to center. Inhale, both arms overhead. Exhale, step to center. Forward fold, bend the knees, come down. We have the block here so the hands can rest on the block. We could also drop the neck and head down, shaking the head yes. And turning the head left and right. Softening through the jaw, big exhale. We give from the front of our heart. We receive through the back of the heart. Notice if you can round your upper back a little bit so that it softens the muscles, the shoulders, pull away from the middle back, and it really gives a lift to the heart up towards the sky. Big inhale into the middle back. Exhale from the throat. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, big breath. And exhale. Let's step the feet out, maybe just a little wider than our yoga block. Take a deeper bend in the knees and walk the hands up onto the thighs. Let's support the spine here. When you're ready, reverse swan dive, coming all the way up. From here, hold this position. We've been doing a rhythm of inhale up, exhale back. We're gonna switch it up. Exhale all the way. Inhale back. Put the hands at your low back. With hands at the low back, we have a lot of different options to experiment with here. These are called mudras. They, the way we place our hands can affect different acupressure points in the body. So we can hold on. It doesn't matter left over right or right over left. We could lace the fingers. Again, it could be left thumb over right or right over left. Another option is to press the palms together at any height. Another option is to try inverting the palms. Do it, Malia. Did you do that at all? With her face.
Did you do it?
She really
Not happening.
No, I know. You know, 80% of communication is nonverbal. I know that. I've known that since I had children. Since I had teenagers, I would say 99% of communication was unspoken. When you're ready, draw the shoulders back. So another option, if you want to keep your hands, knuckles by the low back, pull it back. Now, I understand this can really be aggravating sometimes to the rotator cuff, shoulders. If there's any tightness in the chest for any of us that have had treatment, surgery, sports, anything at all. So you could always put the hands down by your side, or you can bring the thumbs right here, like the chicken, and you can pull back. There are acupressure points in lymph nodes that are affected here that can help. If you loosen that lymphatic fluid, it can help with mobility sometimes. So I'm not doing this to be funny. It's real. It's also funny. All right, from wherever you are, imagine the heart is in the center of the chest, not off to the left. So the energy of Anahata, we say it's the heart energy. The energy center itself affects the heart. It is directly in the center of the chest by the collarbone. So if you breathe into that place, inhale, lift the collarbones and the sternum, lift the chin, and then exhale, relax your ribs, relax your head. So inhale, heart, throat, head. Keep the head where it is. Exhale, heart, throat, and head. Couple more. Inhale, heart, throat, head. Exhale, heart. Bow the chin, relax the head. One more. Inhale, heart, throat, head. Exhale, heart, throat, head. Relax your arms. Shake off your knees. Ooh, that's a good one. What y'all think? I like that one. Okay, let's do a standing balancing pose, working with the chest. I'm lowering the block down to the lowest position for me today. In fact, I'm going to go ahead, I'm turning my block long ways because I'm using the block to accommodate my entire foot, almost like if it was going to be a step, but I'm not using it as a step. But just to give you an idea, I want the block to serve as a tool covering as much surface area on my foot as possible. Now the back foot, as soon as I step forward, usually my back leg will immediately go to an old pattern, which is to externally rotate. Most people's bodies do this. We are working on tracking the toes forward. So I recommend come forward. You can push down into the block, lift the heel, pivot the heel back and out, and then press down. Just like we practiced before we did the twist earlier, remember? It's just a little different movement for your hip. It's unlocking the hip energy. Now, take a look at your knees and feet. If it doesn't feel right, walk that back foot in a little more. So it doesn't have to be hips width, pelvis width. There's really not a rule with the width. The main thing is that if we bend our knees, the knees go in the same direction as the second, third, and fourth toes. If the knee is going to your big toe or to your baby toe, that could signal a twist with pressure, a torque in your knee joint. Nothing needs to be torqued except nuts and bolts, right? Not the body. So soft on the knees. From here, inhale, both hands up. Exhale, bring the hands down to the side, to the hips for balance. Peeling up the heel first. So we're coming from our foundation, full coverage of surface area on the foot, lifting the heel, ball of the foot stays on the block. Shift forward, inhale into the chest, pull the shoulders over the hips. So we're maintaining alignment while we're beginning to peel one foot off the ground. Now notice what your left leg is communicating to you, the left standing leg. Is there a little quiver? Is there a little shake? You are normal. You are normal. If it's shaking or quivering, right? I promise you're normal. The body is already picking up on less foundation, less support. The body's like, is this Jenga? Right? Pick up sticks. So lean into that energy in your left foot. You're shifting forward, but leaning back, and the heel is up. Therein lies Hatha, union, sun and moon energies. Oh, my legs are quivering profusely right now. but I promise it's okay. Sometimes the quiver response, it's because there are smaller muscles that aren't quite sure how to support you. We're creating a new stressor. We're demanding a new need of support, but the body says, I'm not quite sure how to do it. If we stay here long enough, that neurological pathway from the brain to the body, neuromuscular, will repave itself. And it'll get smoother and smoother over time. Sometimes it quivers because there's actually a Golgi tendon reflex. There's actually a reflex that wants to protect you and it wants to pull you down. And we're resisting that natural reflex. We're saying, no, I'm going to stay up. So there's this conflict between tension and relaxation, such as life, right? So just stick with it. But can you stick with it? The art of observation in yoga. Can I understand there is that tension? And yet at the same time, can I kind of just center myself in the midst of all that tense energy? I know some of you were like, we needed that lesson before Thanksgiving, Skila. Not Valentine's Day. All right, when you're ready, lift up and step back. And then kick it off. And now look at your left leg and go, you are awesome. You did such a good job. I am so thankful for you.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
No. Good job. Good job.
Good job. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Good job. All right, let's do the other side. Step onto your block. This is working with a muscle called the psoas. You have one on the left, one on the right. We do not call it psoas or psoases. We just say psoas. That's it. It's from your middle back. It's deep under your ribs. It goes across your pelvis. It hooks on the insides of your thighs. It is sometimes controversial in the anatomy world and neuroscience world as to whether or not it functions like a muscle anymore. It's also considered the interpreter for fear, fight or flight response. If you start to feel a lot of cramping in your waist, in your back, down to your feet, or up to your neck, it could be that your nervous system has had some sort of an experience where you wanted to run away, but you suppressed the energy at some point. Or you were taught you can't run away, right? It could be something as simple as a Zoom call that you don't want to be on. Seriously, it's amazing the things that trigger fight or flight that we want to run away from, and we're like, I guess I'm just stuck here. So option 2, shift forward, pull back, hands, take it around. It can be at the back, drawing the shoulders back, at the waist. The more we shift forward, the more we'll want to counterbalance leaning back. Breathe into the sternum. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Love in yoga is not an emotion. Love in yoga is a state of being, a state of consciousness to act from. Love in action are fruits of the spirit. You're welcome to peel that left heel up. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control. You will not wake up and just be those things. Virtues, right? Breathe into the heart. Exhale. So Christian teachings say there are 7 deadly things that interfere with love. And what do you know? We have 7 chakras. Exhale, letting go of fear, guilt, shame, grief, lies, illusion, and ego. Big inhale. Do I have to let it all go? Right. One more inhale. No, you don't. Just let go of a little bit. You might notice one side quivers more than the other. Everyone's bodies usually experience a difference from left to right. We don't even call it an imbalance, just different. When you're ready, come up higher onto the toe. Holding is key. It can take 3 minutes or more for this Golgi tendon reflex to finally ease up. And after you stay for about 3 to 7 minutes in one position, I know. We're just experimenting with 3 today. After that time, 3 to 7 minutes, this is a yin concept, Y-I-N, yin. After that, the reflex, the body naturally has to protect you, understands it's safe, and it's able to let go of parigraha. And then relax, lift, and relax. Look at your right leg, look at your right foot. So good, so thankful that you walked me to class today, that you got me in the car. So thankful that I can touch the pedal, touch the brake, touch the pedal, touch the brake. Go get coffee, brush my teeth,
Coffee.
pee, on to the shower. Right?
Thank
All
you,
right.
Christy.
At some point, gratitude goes to taking things for granted. So we have to learn to come back to gratitude. From here, let's inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, take it down. I'm using my block to come down. I'm keeping my right leg centered, walking my left foot out off the mat, turning my toe out to the side today, bending both knees. You could also go use this when you're camping. If you don't want to go into a deep squat. All right, lift your other leg.
You realize there's a man.
Sure, of course I realize you're here. I know it doesn't affect the way I talk. From here, center. We're all just fleshy potato sacks with different appendages. Sweep that leg back. It's like you have caca on your foot. Smear it back. Obviously the squat didn't work. And then bring it down to the floor. One hand to the floor, other leg back. Mini paths, one destination. Down to the floor. We say mini paths, one destination. From here, both hands on the floor. Okay, so we practiced earlier. We're not staying here very long. We practiced earlier pushing into the block pressure with this alignment. Now we're using body weight, which is probably more pressure onto the joint. I'm introducing this as part of the practice simply for the sake of bone density and being able to push away from the floor as needed. From here, walk your hands in, close to your knees, as close as they will go. Press into the floor. Inhale, flip your hips back and look up. You're not going to have the same mobility as cat and cow. It will be a little different. Take your elbows, bend them a little bit. If they're bending to the side, try rolling them back so they are towards your thighs. Squeezing the forearms in towards your ribs and the sides of the chest tissues. Press and straighten your arms. Press into the floor. Your kidneys are getting a nice little sweet hug right now. We don't want to hug too tight though. We still got 15 minutes. Walk the hands forward. Bring them all the way out. This will change the angle of the hands. If you know that you want to increase your shoulder strength, this is what I'm talking about. Usually when we go to child's pose, we're here. And that means if you come to straight, this is your max. If you want to work on shoulder strength, we're putting a block under the hands, which will make your shoulders do this, which improves posture. So grab the block. Hips do not have to be all the way back to your heels. Block under the hands, starting in the lowest position. And then just pressing back. Knees can open really wide or stay together. Opening the knees wide can sometimes really unlock a lot of energy in your hips and give you more mobility. If this is comfortable, consider experimenting with bringing the block up one more time. So we went low, medium, and then hold it in that medium height position. And press back. Exhale from the throat. Sometimes we're lacking mobility and strength in parts of the body because there's tension in the back. So relax your jaw to relax the back. If this is comfortable, again, we could always experiment with going to the tallest position on that block. So this is serving as our max flexion in the shoulders, maximum shoulder flexion. So if your head is close to the floor while your arms are on the block, that means you would basically have your arms extended behind your ears. I know, it sounds weird. I'll show you in a minute. Exhale. Slowly push into the block, come up. So this is where I would have been, block in the first position. Hands go up, block in the second position. Tallest position with the block, hands are behind me. My head would have been in front of my arms. And then let it go. Ah. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's take our feet over to one side and extend the legs. Oftentimes people think the shoulders are connected to the heart, but they're connected to the throat. So as energy moves through the heart, it moves up through the throat. We're going to work on that a little bit. Bend the knees and shift to the top of your mat. Let's take the block between the knees and the thighs. Lift your toes. See that the toes or the ankles and the knees are the same distance apart. Pull the hands back. Come down onto your elbows. Walk your heels back, straight back. And keep your toes lifted. You're sunbathing. That's where Barbara is. You know, Barbara's in Cabo this week. I just remembered. That's what, isn't it Cabo?
Yeah.
Pacific Coast, right? Yes. Okay. From here, so let's all act like we're with Barb in spirit, sunbathing. Pina colada, charcuterie, fish tacos. What? Enchiladas, yes, really, that's more like it, like buddies. All right. Oh man, I'm so hungry every time I'm in here. When you're ready, press your palms down. Pull your heels back, and as you pull your heels back, we practiced this last week. It's like the dog dragging its tail on the carpet. Pull, and now press straight down into your heels, and try lifting your hips. Press the elbows down into the floor. If you do this with an inhale, the breath can empower the pose. Exhale all the way. 1, 2, 3, inhale. And then exhale, relax. Take the block off to the side. Touch the toes together. From here, both knees go to one side. We're rolling over onto our backs. Coming into a restorative, or actually more of a yin butterfly position. So let's experiment with that reflex of tension and relaxation. Toes are touching. If you want, begin to let the knees open. Maybe touching the soles of the feet together at some point. I'm going to come around the room and give everyone a second yoga block. You can put these blocks underneath your hips and knees so that it supports the pose. So they can go right under the leg bone, really close to your hip. Or they can go under your knee bones.
Right there, yeah. And you could pull it closer to the hip if you wanted more support.
The closer the block moves in towards your hip joint, the more it will support the angle in the groin area. So if it feels painful at all, put it closer to your hip. If you want more of a stretch, push the block down towards your knees. And naturally that will have more of a stretch across the groin. I didn't necessarily choose this pose as a stretch for the muscles. More so, my intention is to get into what are called the inguinals, which are places in the crease of the groin where there are a lot of lymph nodes. Give the body time to acclimate. If at any point we notice that we are seeking more sensation, sometimes we're in the pose and it starts to ache because the body wants to relax more and the props are in the way. So if you start to go from a comfortable place to an achy place, take the props away. And it may be uncomfortable again for a little while, but again, this is that constant struggle that the body has between tension, relaxation. Continue to breathe easy in this pose. At any point, you're welcome to remove the blocks and maybe hug the knees into your chest or stretch the legs out on the floor. You could stay in the yin butterfly position for the whole time. Again, it can take 3 to 7 minutes sometimes to get that release. Become aware of the left armpit, the right armpit, and if your arms are able to go out onto the floor with palms up, begin extending the arms just slightly away from the body. Becoming aware of the palm of the left hand or the left armpit. Sensing that as we inhale, the energy pulls in through the left, coming to the center of the chest. And as we exhale, we release from the right. Now alternate that. Inhale, pull in from the right hand, the right armpit. Pull the breath and the energy to the center of the chest. Then exhale, feel the energy release on the left.
For the next quiet minute, continue to sense the presence or suggest the presence of an energy that alternates from left to right and right to left with every inhale and exhale. Now notice if we are able to suggest an energy that pulls in through both hands, through both armpits to the center of the chest. Inhale, lift your heart slightly up towards the sky, or feel your middle back pulling away from your yoga mat as you inhale. Then exhale, that energy releases from the center of your chest and you feel the spine and back resting onto the floor. Inhaling, small arch in the back, small lift of the heart. And then exhale, soften the spine down, supported by the earth. When you're ready, allow the whole body to rest or be at ease with your breath. Wiggling the fingers and toes. Let's allow the body to move in a natural way so that we're able to take our time in eventually coming up into seated. Of course, we might want to roll to one side. Allow the blood pressure and other energies in the body to stabilize. Then make our way up to seated slowly.
So there is often a reference of the ring finger, right, connecting to the heart. And there is also a chant where we have a connection to that energy. And the energy is interesting. It's actually death is the energy in that finger. Birth, life, death, rebirth. So it's the energy of sa, ta, na, ma. We can bring the ring finger into the thumb and rest the hands down on your legs or in the lap in any way. Inhale, pull up through the sternum and the heart. And then exhale, relax your jaw. Allow the breath to pull up and out of the body. Any of those energies that could be interfering with us being intimately tied into that exchange of give and take. Inhale, we allow ourselves to bring up any grudges, any fears, any attachments. aparigraha, let it go. Inhale, bringing up any guilt. If there's anything we think, look what I'm doing wrong, or look what I've done wrong. Let it go. Inhale, bringing up any shame, any thoughts of, I must be such an awful person, or I must be damaged goods, or I'm so bad. Let it go. Inhale, bringing up any grief, remembering there's nothing that we really own except for the fleshy potato sacks, and that's temporary. Let that go. Inhale, bringing up any lies, any thoughts or belief systems we may have been raised with that conflict with how we want to express love. Let it go. Inhale, wave of light, lifting any fog, any illusions. Let it go. Last of all, inhale, let the ego come up. It's not always a bad thing. And then let it go. Let's press the palms together at the heart. Imagine that in the very middle of your palm, there is the tiniest little tender, most overcooked sweet pea you've ever seen in your life, and you don't want to squish it. So leave a tiny little pocket of air there. I used to say a little robin egg, but people were like, what if you squish it? I'm like, sweet pea. We're vegans, so sweet pea. Okay. So a little pocket of air. This is called Anjali Mudra. Some lineages, some practices say it is bow to the guru. I don't even know where that came from. Energetically, the mudra is the seal for physical reverence, to revere or to assume a posture of stewardship for the physical form. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, let go. And from here, we can bow together in closing. Namaste.
Namaste.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you, Skila. Thank you.
Yay. Next week is Vishuddha, fifth chakra. The color is turquoise blue. You can wear any shade of blue. Turquoise is like